This is Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins for the Game Boy. Now, this is actually a direct continuation of Super Mario Land 1. If you'll remember, we had Tatanga kidnap Princess Daisy in the first game. I forget exactly when, but I believe I mentioned that there was actually a bit more to that game's story. Well, as it turns out, the whole thing was actually a ploy by Wario, who hired Tatanga to kidnap Daisy so that Mario would go and rescue her, and then, while he was gone, Wario would then take his castle, which is exactly what happened here. Mario's now returned, and his castle has been taken by Wario, who now holds it with an iron grip. But before we can get to that, we have to go through this little introductory stage. So, this game definitely controls, I'd say, a bit better than Super Mario Land 1. The controls for 1 were a bit tight. This one, the game's a bit loose, but really that's a lot better than 1 was. So all in all, it's a little easier to get into, but I'd say the level design is a little harder overall to compensate for that, whereas Super Mario Land 1's level design wasn't the most difficult, but the controls kind of made it difficult. And right here we have 2 powers. There's of course the 1-up heart and the Starman. Now, unfortunately, we don't actually get the Can-Can theme whenever we get a Starman, so clearly this game is inferior to Super Mario Land 1. Sorry guys, we've already decided it. It just sucks in comparison. And of course we have the Fire Flower. Unlike the last game, it's not actually a bouncy ball, it is actually a Fire Flower. Also, there were some blocks back there that I could have used the spin jump on. In order to use the spin jump, you can press down and A. This isn't really required that often. Well, actually it's not required at all, and it's only used for a few extra items, and I kind of forgot it actually existed for like half the game. In fact, I think I actually ended up using it by accident. We also have the goal right here, and because I was able to ring the bell up top, we actually get a little bonus minigame. This is a crane game. Press A at the right time, and the crane will go down and pick up an item. And we got our other power-up in this game, the Super Carrot, which allows us to fly because we're a rabbit. Sure, that makes sense. And before we get any further into discussion about that power, let's go check out, well, our former castle, now Wario's castle. And the door is sealed. There are 6 slots in the side, and given the title of the game, I'm sure you can guess what items go in there. So indeed, our journey is to go around the world and to collect these 6 golden coins in order to get back into our castle. We also have a little slots game here, but I don't really have many coins, so we can't really play the good game. Oh, and we got a Fire Flower. Well, I guess I can't explain Bunny Mario just yet. Though I can mention that you can't spin jump with Bunny Mario, or Small Mario. It's only Super Mario and Fire Mario. And first up, we have the first actual world in the game, Tree Zone. So, one huge improvement to Super Mario Land is the fact that worlds actually have really good themes. Like, before, they were kind of based on actual real-world locations, or at least the final 2 kind of were. Very loosely, but this game actually has some pretty cool level themes. This is a bit different from the standard grass theme. It is still natural, of course, and there's a lot of greenery, as one might guess. Well, there would be if this game weren't in black and white. I mean, if you play the Game Boy Color version, I believe it'll actually get some colors, but honestly, I'm not really a fan of most of the color palettes in most of the Game Boy Color versions. I think there are a couple different ones, but yeah, never really too fond of them, so I'm not going to use those. Anyway, back to Tree Zone. Tree Zone is pretty cool in that, well, its theme actually feels like it matters. Like, we're starting this world off around its roots, basically, so we got a lot of wooded areas that are just diving in and out of the ground. We've also got frogs here for some reason. I mean, I guess frogs can be around trees. That's definitely not an impossibility, but it's not really something I associate, to be completely honest. Ah well, that was a quick stage. We'll just ring the bell and get a minigame. So is it going to be the same one as last time, or something? Oh, yeah, we got something new. Basically, you just press these at the right time, and it's very luck-based in that one of these, or well, 2 of these mice will break 2 not really random, it's just whatever they happen to fall upon, to the paths. I forgot the name of that one game, but think that game in Mega Man X, the spider boss. It is that sort of puzzle. So we have the second stage here. This is inside the tree, and this is actually honey we're swimming in. And yeah, those are cowfish. Just like fish that look like cows swimming around in the honey. I'll be honest, I don't even know where to start with that one. Like, what? That's just so bizarre. That bell, by the way, is the checkpoint. When you hit that, it's checkpoint. Didn't really need to explain that one at all. You should know what a checkpoint is. And if you don't, welcome to video games. Nice to have you. Anyway, as for the stage itself, you can sort of, not exactly swim, but jump up through this honey. And, well, that'll help you not fall into spikes. It's really simple. That's a small Mario passage. If you don't have any power-ups, you can go through there for a small shortcut. But, it's not really worth it. It's better to have power-ups here. Like, oh geez. Thank you, hitboxes, for being very lenient. 'Cause I was inside of that spike. I definitely should have got hit there. So anyway, you might have noticed in that stage, but Bunny Mario is really broken. Like, he's not really flying so much as gliding, which really helps in this game, so I'm actually thinking of ditching Bunny Mario in order to, basically not ruin the game's difficulty. Now, we're actually going back into that stage because there's no actual indication of this, but there is a secret exit in this level, kinda like Super Mario World, but again, no indication. Whereas that game had the red levels on the world map, this one it's just, you kinda have to know. Have to notice that there's a passage that you didn't take that seems like it's different enough and not just sort of a little branch in the path or anything. Or you could consult a walkthrough, that's what I did. Anyway, this one's fairly simple. You do need Bunny Mario for this one, so I couldn't ditch the power-up just yet. Because you do need to make a bit of a long jump. It's a little ways in the stage though, so I'm just gonna cut over there. Oh geez, that guy's a bomb. Anyway, yes, now that we're over here, this is the passage that leads to the secret exit. No minigame for this one, it's just a little star door, which indicates that there's a secret exit right here. So, which one is this one again? Oh yeah, this one's pretty good for coins, I believe? There are a lot of Koopas, and unlike that guy I just killed at the end of the previous stage, Koopas in this game don't explode. They do act like they're sort of normal Koopa counterparts that you can kick their shells along and kill other enemies with them, or hurt yourself with them. That's always a possibility in this game, or many Mario games. I've done that far more than I'd really like to confess. Okay, so it's not the best for coins. Well, actually, it's still pretty good, but it's mostly for lives. Generally, the extra stages are good for coins and lives. If I remember correctly, there's one in particular that's only good for death, and I hate it so much and it took me so many attempts, but that's not in this world. In fact, we're actually done with this secret level. See? Simple. Very few ways to die, and we just got a whole lot of items. We do actually have a branching path here, which is kinda neat. Oh dear, this stage. So, it's only the first world in the game, but this stage, I don't think it out and out killed me, but it did ruin a lot of runs. First off, we have piranha plants shooting fireballs, which oddly enough isn't the worst part. I should be able to recognize the worst part of this stage once I see it, but this is the kind of stage where if you fall, you'll lose a lot of progress, and I don't think I was really supposed to be able to jump up there, otherwise that one-up is really easy. You'd think you would have to wait for it to come down, but I guess not. But anyway, yeah, it's that kind of annoying stage, where there's a particularly tricky jump, and it can ruin a lot of your progress if you screw it up. And you can go down that underside if you manage to grab Bunny Mario. Okay, oh yep, that right there. Falling platforms and invisible blocks. That is cheap. Like, seriously, what the hell? This is the first world in the game, but they pull a cheap trick like that? Come on, guys, that was just mean-spirited. So yeah, that screwed me over multiple times because, you know, even when you know it's there, it's kind of hard to get around it because it's right in the middle of that platform, so yeah, I don't care for that at all. Okay, so I actually screwed something up in editing, and I'm gonna have to do that later. Thanks, past me. Thanks a lot for that diligence. Anyway, so right here we have an actual beehive level, so I guess that stuff in the earlier stage wasn't so much honey, it was more just tree sap. But this time around we've got bees, bees, and more bees. That bee's a thwomp. There are other bees that spawn out of the walls, there are other bees that fly around. It's a bee festival, bee bonanza, bee everything. Just bees, bees, bees. It's just so surprising in this beehive. Who would have guessed? The beehive has bees. Anyway, this one isn't too difficult. Just make sure you understand thwomps, because if you don't, well, you're probably going to get crushed a lot. It's better to wait and just have them come down, then go under them. I mean, you can make it under them if you want, but really it's just less risky. So right here we have an area that kind of reminds me of a few Super Mario World bonus areas. You know those ones where you have to hit the blocks in a certain order and you'll get extra lives, but if you don't hit them in a certain order, then it'll just say no, you don't get any lives at all? It's kind of like that. I explained it badly, but it's kind of like that. Oh, and we got a Starman. So, I think I got an extra life from the Starman earlier, right? Because if you hit a certain number of enemies, then you do get an extra life with a Starman. But I kinda lingered around and didn't really kill that many enemies, so we didn't get to see it here, that's for sure. So halfway through the stage, but I think we're mostly done with this one. The halfway point is a little towards the end, because I don't think we got too much left. Oh, and that's a little mean. Here, oh yeah, see, we're right at the end. See, I told you. I don't think I'll be getting this secret exit, though, because, yes, B does not want to comply, I'm impatient, so we're just gonna go for the normal goal. Oh, well. But anyway, yeah, we had that little area back there that we could only get items with Small Mario. Now, we actually have a boss stage here. It is kind of like Super Mario Land 1, where there aren't just bosses on their own, they're actual stages, but this one can be kind of difficult. For some reason, I remember dying here a lot. I guess I screwed up all these owl jumps. This one isn't too bad overall, though. Don't be impatient, don't go for anything dumb, like, you could try to get those question mark blocks, but personally, I wouldn't. Just play it safe. Don't make risks on the owl, man. Don't make risks you'll live to regret. Or die to regret. I'm trying to sound all cool and tough. Oh, man. Younger me would have despised this section because when I was young, that little sort of running section always made me nervous. Like, you know about that whole you can run over single block gaps in Mario games? I was never really good at that as a kid. I'd always try to jump over them because I never felt good trying to run over them. Oh, this is my favorite thing. The intro to the boss theme is just so intimidating, and then we just get this song. Like, I don't feel I should be terrified of this guy at all. This should be a dance song. Should be dancing to this. Why isn't this bird dancing? Anyway, though, this guy's easy. Just wait for him on the opposite side of the screen, and when he swoops down to try and get you, there's no way you can't jump on him. And after 3 hits, he's done. Easy enough, right? And after that bird's death, his baby was apparently a gold coin. And with that, we're one step closer to getting back into our castle. But with 5 coins left to go, it's still a fairly long journey ahead. And Tree Zone has been conquered. So next time on Super Mario Land, we'll do that level to our right, and then the one to our left.